Thanks everybody for coming. This is just a very quick, very informal overview of the expectations for the Ask Me campaign. There's not a lot of expectations, just to be helpful to students their first week here, and hopefully beyond that. But we just wanted to give you some frequently asked questions, some helpful memos, maps, and different opening times so that you can help the student pretty quickly without, feeling like you need to call someone else for that assistance. And just as a reminder, if you are here today, we welcome you to come to one of the booths and work one of the booths on Monday or Tuesday. Is it extending till Wednesday? It's just Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday? Excellent. So there are booths that are going to be on the Student Union Plaza. So right outside of the Student Union, there will be a booth there. And then there will also be a booth outside of Griffin Hall. And there will be a tent that you can stand under. There will be like a table, kind of just like an info booth session, so students kind of know where to go. However, this year we're extending that beyond, so if you're not able to actually, hi, welcome. Yeah, come on in. Yes, and we put signs out there.
I didn't see that.
We apologize.
Yeah,
we got bumped, sorry.
There you see 130.
Yes, of course. If you're watching from home, welcome. So if you're unable to make it to one of the booths, or you're unable to dedicate, an hour to 2 hours of your time outside helping on the plaza or at Griffin Hall, we're extending this and allowing you to get a t-shirt that has the Ask Me campaign logo on it, or a button if your position requires that you're dressing a little bit more business casual and you're not able to wear a t-shirt. We also have buttons available so that you can wear those wherever your job might take you the first week of classes. And you can also wear that at other events as well if you decide to attend other Victor Fest events. We're just hoping that these buttons and shirts give us a farther reach so that our students can just know who to talk to without feeling inconfident that we're not the ones to ask. Welcome, glad to have you all. So this is just a very quick overview of what is on this Ask Me cheat sheet. The first thing on here is who do I call if the answer is not on this sheet? And this is the main office line for the Office of Admissions, but we're also the operator for the university. So that is that number. Since we're the operator for the university, we are normally the person that gets called whenever someone needs some different assistance. So we are ready and capable of answering those calls and getting you to the right person immediately. And then I've also added the building code. Something we realized in the last couple of years is one of the main questions we get from students is where do they go? But they usually can only show you their class schedule, and that was a barrier for some faculty and staff helping because they didn't understand what HE was, because intuitively you would think Health Innovation Center is HIC. It's not. It's HE, and we put that here for you so that you can help them locate those buildings. I've also given you a printed map. Just know that these maps will also be located at both booths during the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. However, if students are talking with you later in the semester or later in the week even, we have a map on our website. It's map.nku.edu. That map will actually locate where they are on campus with their little blue dot, and it will GPS locate them as they walk across campus. So they are able to use that as well to get across campus if they need to. One question we often get is how long parking is open. So I called to make sure that the office was open extended hours next week, and they are. Those are listed for you as well, from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And we also wanted to include the offices that were open late for you so that you knew what those hours were. The one-stop center, which includes those offices that are needed usually that first week, admissions, registrar, transfer is included in that admissions, as well as financial aid and veterans resource station. Those are all open until 6 p.m. on Monday. That's the entire semester in a year. So on Mondays, they're open until 6 p.m. and so is student account services. Career services is open until 6 p.m. on Mondays as well. And Norse advising is open by appointment late. They do have to call and get an appointment, but it is open. So whenever students are asking you if they can get help, if there's someone who can't get here in time, maybe professors that are doing night classes, let them know that they can always approach those offices until 6 p.m. I think that's usually the students we have asking are our adult students or students who choose to take night classes for whatever reason that might be. And lastly, how do they find their advisor? So they can call Norse Advising if they're just not really sure where to start at all, and they can be helped from Norse Advising. They will get them to the right place. But they can find their advisor on their own, and that's through their My NKU account. So if they go to My NKU, I've put the path of how to get there on this sheet for you so that they can find that on their own. It helps them just kind of expedite that process. And then I've also put some helpful cheat sheets on what does MWF mean for students? What does TR mean? I think I didn't realize that students didn't understand that R was Thursday until last year. And some students were missing their Tuesday, Thursday classes because they didn't understand TR meant Tuesday and Thursday. So that is an important distinction to help students understand their class schedule. I've added the last day to add drop classes with 100% reimbursement rate. So if you do have students questioning things about their classes, reminding them that that date is the Monday after classes start. So they've got 1 full week to make those decisions with a full tuition adjustment. They still have time after that, but we want to make sure that we are being understanding of their financial needs too. And they do have to go in and drop those themselves. So students, once they're here, many I've had come to our office and they don't understand that saying they want to withdraw and physically withdrawing are two separate things. So just helping, maybe walking them through that process that they have to go in and drop their classes, which hopefully this will give you a chance to talk them out of that, that they need to do that or they're still being charged. We see a lot of students that forget to do that, or they forget to inform financial aid, so that aid still gets dispersed to them and they're responsible for it. So what happens if they need to register with Disability Services? We need to send them to that office. And I've also put the phone number there as well because they can call. So I've given you that, that location in case you need to send them there. I think for the last 2 years, I just kept forgetting that the office had moved from University Center to Student Union. So I've put that there in case you needed it. If their password won't work for their email, there's a secondary question to ask them, and that's, do they have an all card? Because there's 2 different answers based on if they have an all card or not for changing their password. So, hi, welcome. So go ahead and ask them if they have an all card. If they don't, they would need to speak with IT, and if they do have an all card, they can change it themselves. That's usually where they get confused because they can't change their password without their ISO number. And last but not least, I put important phone numbers on here. One important phone number that is missing from this Ask Me cheat sheet. Do you need extras of these, Shelby? Yeah, I'm just opening them. One number that I didn't add to here that I think is really important after we talked about it is Student Conduct Rights and Advocacy. And Shelby stole my paper that has that number written on it. So whoever has that one, you're the winner, and you get to tell everyone what that number is. Who has the Student Conduct Rights and Advocacy number listed? It's in blue ink on your paper.
Devance, what's Merlin's phone number?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's 859-572.
Oh, 5147.
5147.
Thank you.
That's Student Rights Conduct and Advocacy. Student Conduct Rights and Advocacy. However you want to say it. Send students there if they need assistance. What questions do you have? So that's the end of the cheat sheet of what you need. What questions do you have? This would also be nice as a conversation of what maybe you've been asked in the past as volunteers. I see many frequent flyers of volunteers in here that you think is important for our students to know. I'll repeat it so that our friends that are watching via the internet can get the answer. Yes?
I'll say textbooks is usually a question, is where do they go for textbooks? Talking to them about there is an off-campus bookstore, but we recommend the on-campus bookstore, and if they want to borrow a book for free, they can do that through UCAP as well.
Excellent. So the lending library, they start with UCAP to learn about the lending library and also to see if there is a book that they can borrow. They can borrow 1 book per semester for free. And we do recommend that they use the university bookstore for their books. If they haven't already ordered them, it's pretty convenient. They just need their class schedule. They can type it in online before they go. And the bookstore price matches with Amazon as long as the distributor is Amazon. So if they have looked on Amazon and seen their book and it's being distributed and it's at a lower price, we do price match. So many students are concerned about that, and that's the reason they don't necessarily first think of the bookstore. But we add the convenience and the price matching, so it's pretty swell. I also added this map.
Where is UCAP located?
And University Connect and Persist is located in the University Center on the first floor in 120. And it's close to TRIO Student Support Services, which students might ask about, and Veteran Resource Station. Conveniently, if you're not sure where to send a student in University Center, just send them into the main floor, which is floor 2 actually, and there's a whole listing of where all the services are right when they walk in, illuminated with gold. Good question. Other things that you are worried that students might ask and you will not know where to direct them. Yes?
Not the other questions really, but I think this is phenomenal information. So I'm just wondering, is it going to be posted somewhere or on websites? So it's like over communicated?
Such a great question. I will be emailing it out to everyone who has participated. So I know I gave you a physical copy. We'll also make sure it's emailed to you. AJ will make sure that you're able to write down that you're here so that I can email that. And you'll have that. Putting it on the website also sounds like a great idea. I'm not sure where that would go per se, but we will figure it out. And all of that was found on the website, but in different places.
Just
So
in a cohesive way. I
yeah,
guess.
that's a great idea. So I'll make sure it gets on the website, or at least listserved.
Maybe some court boards or.
Lauren, so how do Ask Me people appear to be available? Are we staffing tables? I'm sorry
That's
if I
such a
missed
great
that.
question. So if you are just tuning into this broadcast, the Ask Me campaign has 2 different physical locations on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, first week of classes, which is next Monday. Get excited. They will be out in the Student Union Plaza, and I'm pointing this way because we're in Student Union, for those of you watching online. But Student Union Plaza will have the tents out front, and then there will also be a tent out front of Griffin Hall. So if you have volunteered through Victor Fest sign-up committees to staff one of those locations, you will be out there. However, if you are not staffing one of those locations, you will be identified by either wearing a t-shirt, which you will be provided because you came to this session. You need to make sure that AJ knows that you are here, or through a button if your job prescribes you to wear something more business casual throughout the week. So we have both of those options. If you want to sign up and you haven't already done so, I think that we would take more volunteers, and that enables us to staff more areas around campus, but we will have 2 physical locations to meet up first.
Thank you.
I think the idea is that this will just be a campus-wide initiative. So no matter where you are across campus, a student will see the button or the t-shirt and know that you're a friendly person that they can go up to and get assistance. So while we have like the main tables being staffed, we know that not all students go to the student union or not all students pass by Griffin Hall. So this is just a way to increase our advocacy services and just let students know across the entire campus that these are people that are being willing and able to help. We're going to do a big blast on social media, so as our way to try and let the students know that if they see the button or the t-shirt, that they're a person that you can go up and ask for help.
Yeah.
That is really awesome.
The goal is that faculty members will also be able to wear these in classes so that students feel comfortable approaching them before or during or after, hopefully after class, if they have questions or need that assistance. Yes?
Can you still sign up on Victor Fest?
You sure can, and I also provide the Victor Fest schedule in case anything else gets you excited. But Shelby and Colin are also here, so if you want to make sure that you check with AJ or one of them before you leave, they can get your name, whatever times work for you. Yeah, that would be great. We'd appreciate the help. Great. Well, that's really it. Very short and sweet. If you do have questions that arise afterwards, I'm happy to help. Again, my name is Lauren Moore, if I haven't got to meet you in person. You can also contact AJ or Tiffany, and we can make sure to get those questions answered for you. Again, I found all of this on our website. I chose to just use the search bar instead of navigating on my own. So all of this was pretty easy to find, and that number at the top really is very useful catch-all. It's the admissions office, and our students will get you to the right place. Yes?
So the library is also going to have info tables right inside their main entrance by the circulation desk. So if anybody has questions about the library,
Oh, that's
they're going to
excellent.
have their own info tables.
Oh, great. That's good. So the library will also be able to help with any questions about the library. And beyond, I'm sure. They're experts as well. Great. Okay, well, that concludes we'll make sure that you are signed up, and then we will get your t-shirt size so that we can get that t-shirt to you. And thank you all so much. So we'll see you next week. Excellent.